Online dating for me is an absolute no-no if you're Asian, if you're coloured, if you're black.
If you're white, you've got a better chance of me swiping right.
So straight away I can tell if someone's looking for me for my race.
Like, I think they just want to tick the box. I've been with a black and Asian.
One guy's opening line to me was, I've already had Asian today, but I feel like seconds.
Is it okay to have a racial preference when we're looking for love online?
Once you go white, nothing else seems right.
Or is that just plain racist?
To hear people say that it's because of your race, it's your skin colour.
He looked quite Indian.
I'm on a mission to find out whether racism is sabotaging my love life.
No.
No.
Nah.
And whether a series of bold experiments can challenge people's ideas on race.
I don't know if they are Asians, white, blacks or Indians.
I might not be attracted to their race.
Are you going to go on a second date with him?
My name's Santilla. I'm an SBS journalist and I've just turned 30. And like most single girls my age, I've decided to take the plunge and try to meet someone.
Sounds simple, right? So why am I still single?
So back in the old days, you went to a bar or a club and you started talking to someone.
But not anymore.
These days, you download a dating app and you upload a photo. You sift through a sea of people in your area who are using the same app. If you see someone you like, you swipe right on their photo. If not, you swipe left to reject them. You pick the ones you like and then you wait to see who likes you back.
Sometimes nobody likes you back.
There are a million reasons why somebody might reject you online. So how can you tell if it's because of race? To find out, I've come up with a little experiment.
Okay, ladies, so I've tried online dating and I haven't been very successful. And I want to know why. You know, is it the photos I'm choosing? Is it the information I'm putting up? Or maybe it's because I'm black. So I've invited you ladies along to help me with an experiment.
Between us, we represent the 8 ethnic groups found on most Australian dating websites: Asian, Pacific Islander, Indigenous, Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, Caucasian, Indian, and me, African.
That one's not too bad.
We're all going to set up accounts on a popular dating website
That's a nice one there.
with matching information, similar photos, basically the same profile.
That looks great.
I don't normally smile.
How can I be less like a ghost?
Over 48 hours, we're going to like the same number of men, and then we'll find out who got the most matches.
Okay, ladies, so it's been 2 days since we set up matching online dating profiles. We uploaded similar photos to establish a level playing field. And so now it's time to reveal the results. So we've each been assigned a lane based on our ethnic groups. And when we're all set, we get to take a step for every match received, and we find out who got the most attention.
Out of 200 randomly selected guys, I matched with 27. Compared to how I've done online in the past, that's a pretty good result.
This is me, and I don't really know what anyone else got. Jeanette's next. And she's gone past me. She's really gone past me. Wow, she definitely got a lot of attention. Wow. So Sarah's next. And I think she's also going to go past me. She has. Yep, she's still going. Tabassam's next. The distance between me and these 3 women is massive.
As my squad of interracial online daters stream past me, there's a definite pattern developing.
I did not expect to be this far back.
For one reason or another, I've been left well behind the pack. And I think I know why.
I mean, they've done better than me because of their skin colour. I'm at the back because I'm black.
Okay, this was less than scientific. So to back up my theory that my race is sabotaging my love life, I'm gonna need some hard data. Oasis.com is one of the country's largest dating sites, used by 2.5 million Australians.
The kind of thought process behind it has changed from shall I online date to which online dating application shall I use. We found that 48% of singles who had dated actually met their date online.
Really?
Come on in.
I've asked Dave and his team to comb through over 11 million online interactions to create a snapshot of the way race plays amongst their members. The stats show when it comes to interracial dating, it's the ladies who are the most conservative.
The exception is Asian women. They tend to be looking more outside their ethnicity than Asian men. They tend to look within their ethnicity. I'm not sure I want to share this stat with you, but I will. It's Caucasian females accounted for over 50% of all contacts received during the study and are 85 times more likely to be contacted than African females.
Ouch. Did you notice anything with African men?
Yeah, African men are 13 times more likely to contact an Asian woman than an African woman.
Really?
So, if the stats show that not even African men prefer African women, it's starting to feel like the online dating deck is stacked against me. It's clear from the data that race is a huge factor in online dating. But does it need to be? To find out, I'm setting up an online dating experiment, and for that, I'm going to need some volunteers.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Evelyn.
Santi, nice to meet you.
You too.
How are you?
Evelyn is a 28-year-old flight attendant, and just like me, she's looking for love.
So do you date online?
I have dated online.
So do you have like a preference? Like, do you have a type that you go for?
I guess the type I've always gone for is like a similar type to me. So probably my race,
So
really.
like white.
Yeah, white, olive, even Italian. I do find attractive, but probably more Australian Italian. So does that
So
give you
tall,
a...
dark and handsome is essentially what you kind of go for.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Okay. And so you don't think that you'd see that in like an Asian man, for example?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because a lot of them are shorter than me as well. And a lot of them are quite feminine.
Really?
Looking, I feel.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Like instantly I would just be like, nah.
Would you, why?
I don't know. I just don't find myself being attracted to them at all. I just think,
I remember when I was little, my dream man was like a blonde, surfy kind of looking dude with blue eyes, like ones that I'd read about in like golden books, Sleeping Beauty and things like that, and Ariel. All the princes in that save the day are white. There's not any African ones and they're not Asian. So it's kind of, I think that's got a lot to do with it as well.
So I've got a couple of profiles that I'm going to read to you.
Okay.
To get a sense of whether or not you'd actually go out with these men.
Okay.
Does that sound?
Yeah, interesting.
Okay. So this guy says, I can be wickedly funny and known to be a bit of a joker.
If he's saying that he's really funny and he thinks he's really funny, it's like, if you think you're funny, then you're probably not. So, because you're the most funny when you're not trying to be funny.
Yep. So he's putting you off, essentially. Like, he's not winning you over.
No.
Okay. So I've got another one. And this guy says, listen, live, be happy and smile. That's his...
Yep, that's nice.
I'm stylish in my own way.
Yep.
He loves going to parties and movies and spending time with friends.
Yeah, he sounds cool.
Okay.
Short and sweet, straight to the point. He doesn't go on and on about how amazing he is.
So would you swipe yes to this guy?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Can I show you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Please do. The suspense is killing me.
The suspense is killing you. What do you think?
Whoa. I was not expecting that. He looks kind of Indian.
I think he is Indian.
But he looks pretty cool, actually.
So there's nothing about him that makes you kind of go, I'm not sure.
Okay, I would pause and think twice about this photo because he looks quite Indian. I'm going to be honest.
Okay, so what's wrong with the fact that he's quite Indian? Or that he's Indian? What is it that...
Because we might not get along because of his, like, background and stuff. Yeah, he looks cool, like he's mingling with... It's not like he's just hangs out with all Indian guys.
Okay, so because there's a white lady in the photo makes it seem as though he's...
Kind of does, actually, now that you mention that.
Okay. And like, what about white Aussie guys? I mean, every time I go online dating, I'll see that they're with their friends who are all white, and you know,
true. That's actually really weird.
How come you don't question that as well, because it's essentially the same thing. I mean, if they've got friends that from the same background as them, is that?
Yeah, I know. I guess because he's coming into this country, which is predominantly white, that the fact that he has white people around him makes me feel more comfortable.
I'm hoping to get out of this experience, maybe just to broaden my horizons a little bit and just actually give it a go and maybe see what's out there and not rule it out. Maybe find love. You never know.
Evelyn might be open about her racial preferences, but in my experience, talking about race and racism in Australia still makes people uncomfortable. Dr. Karen Farquharson from Swinburne University has a theory about why that is.
Australia is actually really interesting in terms of understanding race relations here. Australia as a nation was founded on an ideology of whiteness. And in the 1970s, there was a shift, a massive shift from white Australia to multiculturalism. At that time, the decision was made not to collect data on race apart from Aboriginal, non-Aboriginal. We used to. So if you look at the census from the 40s, 50s, 30s, there are other racial categories. They're actually, black categories. But from that time, from the 1970s, we have not collected that kind of data. And that means that we don't have an agreed racial classification system here. We don't even agree on who's black. It's a broad category that includes people of Aboriginal background, it includes people of African background, it includes people of potentially Maori background or Pacific Islander background.
So in Australia, with the best of intentions, we've swept the issue of race under the carpet. And if we're not talking about race, that makes it hard to talk honestly about racism.
You have 100 years of white Australia, and it doesn't go away overnight. And so I think we still have the legacies of white Australia that are shaping your dating experiences.
If who we are attracted to is shaped by culture and society, does online dating provide an opportunity to break out and meet different types of people? Or do we just end up searching within our comfort zone?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Good, thank you. How are you?
Nice to meet you. Santilla. Abby's 29, and his online dating experience has been outsourced.
Is that your profile?
That's me.
Okay. And Mum did that profile?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to click on...
Abby's mum has signed him up to a popular all-Indian matrimonial website.
So you wrote that our son is very ambitious, hardworking, sensible, and humble in nature.
So my mum at the moment is looking for a nice girl for me, and nice Indian girl for me.
So I will just look like the family background and the house girl, how the qualifications. So I will ask him, oh, what do you think about that one?
My mum would talk to the girl's mum. So they set up a date for us.
Really? Wow.
So I'm 29, and according to Indian standards, I'm just inching towards my expiry date, which is 30. So you have to get married by 30. I don't know who decided that, but yeah, that's kind of an unsaid rule.
When you're looking for someone online, do you put any preferences? Do you tick any boxes of what you're looking for?
So it's important for me, a girl who can fit in with them as well. I don't put anything in particular, but I would go with a gut feel of somebody I find attractive or not attractive. They obviously want me to get married to somebody who's Indian. Family is the most important thing for me. Whatever I am today is because of them, and whatever I can do for them, it's not enough. Yes, there's an unsaid pressure to find someone ASAP and get settled.
Do you use any online apps?
Tinder.
Yeah.
And
Has your mum seen?
she doesn't know what Tinder is.
I have no idea.
My mom is not even aware what Tinder is. The name sounds very similar to an Indian vegetable in Hindi. So you might think it's a app to buy that vegetable online or something. Like you can click on their profile, it says interested or not interested.
She's drinking.
If you like someone, go right. Otherwise, go left. I can't believe this is happening. My mom's using my Tinder. To look for someone, like a potential partner in your same racial group, is your comfort zone. But you don't get great things being in your comfort zone. I think you can have an amazing relationship if you're ready to step out of your comfort zone and try something different.
I'm hoping to challenge Abby and Evelyn to broaden their dating horizons. But some people's racial preferences run deeper than others.
I feel very strongly that the white race is the superior one.
I'm trying to discover whether people are rejecting me online because I'm black, but some people are actively sought after because of their race. So, is it okay to have a fetish?
The reason race is such an important part of online dating is because it leads to having people fulfilling their fetish.
The first thing he said is like, oh, I've never had a dark girl like me before.
A lot of people would come up to me and say, hey, like, I'm really into Asian girls, or I think this guy has like yellow fever, maybe you should hit him up.
Yellow fever is, it's kind of how you would refer to, like, usually a white guy who has this exclusive interest in Asian women.
I don't know what it is about Indians and thighs, but that always comes up.
They're like, oh wow, I really would like a girl like who wears headscarf and who I can make out with. Like, that's so rare.
I've been referred to as a cute bowl of Chinese cereal.
Bet you like spicy. Do you like spicy in the bedroom?
I don't even know what Chinese cereal is. We don't really eat cereal in the morning.
Everybody goes, nah, I'm open to date all races, but that's a lie. You know, it's not true. How are you?
I'm very well.
I'm Alexander.
Santilla, nice to meet you. I love the bags. You could put your whole life in this. This is huge.
I love this bag. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I love everything big. Big bags, big.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this.
I've come to sign Alexander up to my experiment because, along with an amazing collection of handbags and coats, he has a very specific racial preference.
So this is my book.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's called True Confessions of a Potato Queen.
Okay.
Do you know what a potato queen is?
I don't know what a potato queen is.
Okay, so a potato queen is actually a gay Asian male
right,
who will only date white guys.
So you only date white men?
That's right.
Full stop.
Exclusively. Period.
Interesting, and you've written about it?
Yes. You know what?
Yep.
Once you go white, nothing else seems right.
Really?
Yeah.
I've kind of heard the opposite. I've heard once you go black, you can't go back.
That's correct, but I believe in a white version.
And if it's the other way around, if you're a white guy that only dates Asian men...
They are rice queens. So as you can see, it's all about the food. It's something to do with the food.
Okay. Do you feel any pride, you know, having that label, or how do you feel about it?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
I feel proud to be a potato queen. In
Okay.
fact, I've promoted myself.
Yeah.
Now I consider myself as the queen of potato queens. I've been called a traitor to my own kind. My sister, you know, she tells me, why can't you date your own people? And I go, fuck off. I'm looking actually for a white guy who is after love as well, who's just like me, who believes in monogamy and who wants to settle down to live in a 2-story house with white picket fence in Brighton. I've been called a racist, but I don't think I'm a racist because a racist is actually somebody who thinks that they are superior to somebody else. But I think that somebody else is superior to me. So how does that make me a racist? I feel very strongly that the white race is the superior one.
Wow. Really?
Sorry, but...
You said that you're keen to explore why you have this attraction to white men.
You know, it's got me thinking, you know, like, do I have a problem? I don't know. So it would be really interesting, actually. Yeah.
So I'm on this journey because I want to know why I'm not getting any dates.
Why don't you vamp it up?
Okay, so what's vamping it up? So you think my photos maybe weren't spicy enough?
Yeah. You might want to lighten your hair.
Okay.
Put on light brown contact lenses.
Light brown, okay.
Probably bright red lippy.
Bright lip.
Heavy makeup.
And that's going to change everything for me?
Oh, absolutely.
So the two things that I'm taking away from my time with Zan are that I should try and make myself look a little whiter, and that race is just as big an issue within the gay community.
If there was a racial hierarchy within like online dating, it would be ruled by the white male and then move down in shades of colour.
People use terms like no rice, no spice to say, I don't want to date people of those certain races.
Anyone that puts, you know, I'm not into Asians, I'm not into blacks, I'm not into femmes, I'm not into chubs, or whatever it is, I think is extremely, you know, discriminatory.
People feel that they can get away rejecting people on the basis of race because of preference.
I think the preference is that you're a dickhead.
The gay community were the pioneers of online dating. And Denton Callender from Sydney's Kirby Institute has researched the way that race plays out in the gay online dating scene.
Some people will be really direct about what they want. They'll say, the most common one is not looking for Asians or not sexually attracted to Asians.
So people will say that directly?
Yes. Far more common is when people describe the things that they want. So only interested in white boys would be an example.
If people are actively pursuing someone based on their race, surely that's no longer a preference.
It's all racism. Like, it's all... This is probably the most complicated or the trickiest thing to convey to people, partly because I think there's this broad social perception that racism as a label is widely abused and it's like applied everywhere, so it starts having any meaning. The reality is that it's applied in so many circumstances because race is a fundamental social structure. It touches all aspects of our lives, even when we don't see it. You may feel deeply and believe that you don't have a sexual attraction to someone that you believe to be Asian, but you're not feeling that by accident. You know, that's coming over your whole life, being socialized to feel or think a certain way. We all like to think that we are these autonomous, you know, forward-thinking beings that just move through our world and make our own decisions. But in reality, unfortunately or otherwise, we're part of these bigger social systems. And those really dictate our behavior in ways that often are hard for us to see.
Welcome, Santy Pants.
I've been back in the dating game for a couple of weeks now, and it's not going well.
Horrible hubby 40 is looking at your... and horrible hubby actually likes me. Wow. I'm married to start with, he says.
Online dating can be an overwhelming experience, and it's given rise to a whole new class of experts.
Hey! Santy, nice to meet you.
Natalie. Nice to meet you.
Natalie is an online dating coach, just the person to help me spruce up my online presence.
I'll have a look at your profile and give you my feedback.
What do you think of my username, Santy Pants?
Santy Pants. My only hesitation with it, because you're appealing to men, they may think that they could get into your pants.
Right, okay. What would you suggest? Like, what would be a good username?
Based on the little bit of information that I know about you, I've got a couple of suggestions.
Oh, right.
Soulful Spirit.
Okay.
Another one is Miscultured.
Miscultured?
Miscultured. It's a play on that you're cultured yourself, but also that you have a cultural background.
Okay.
Another one is First Edition. Capital F. It plays into your journalism background.
I like that word.
You cannot underestimate your photos. They are absolutely essential to get right. It's a selfie.
It was like a long pause. I write this one, which is a little bit professional looking.
It is,
So
yes.
what do you think?
It does look like a kind of professional photo for LinkedIn.
What about this one?
I love that.
Yeah?
That's your full body shot. You're showing a bit of leg there. You look gorgeous. Then you come into the profile write-up.
Okay. So how long does that have to be?
It's short and sharp.
Yep.
3 paragraphs at the most.
Yep.
So what you've written is perfectly fine. But it also reads like 90% of other profiles.
What could we do to jazz up my profile?
Yep. The guy wants to see himself in your life.
Yep.
So what you could do is you could say, I work in the media.
Okay, yep.
You know, then you talk about your family, and then you throw in that you're trying to master the art of the chopped chip cookie. You want him to think, I want to be in that kitchen with her, tasting her chopped chip cookie.
I have to be a bit more descriptive about myself, my personality and my interests.
One thing that I haven't mentioned is your background.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a lot of clients come to me where they're a different ethnic background. They value their cultural background, but they identify with themselves as Australian. It's almost staring it in the face and putting something in your profile because that's telling a story about you and your background.
Why should people from certain backgrounds have to sell themselves that way, to almost convince Aussies that they're worthy of their attention? Because that's what it sounds like.
It's kind of like your photo saying, I refuse to put up a photo because I don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
The reality is that you are being judged.
When we bring race into the equation, it becomes a conversation about that. And it takes away from the person and what the person's about. And that's part of the reason why I'm particularly uncomfortable about that. You know, it's an obvious thing. You see my photo, of course you're going to see that, you know, hello, I'm black. But I just don't feel that I have to explain that.
No.
You know, from the beginning with a bio.
It's something as simple as just saying, my heritage is Zambian, and then you talk about your culture and what you love.
But I don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that.
Because here's an example. Would you put your heritage on your profile?
No, I wouldn't. You know, there's lots of things that just aren't right. And this is one of them.
Enter your name. Select which gender you're interested in dating.
What I've learned from Natalie is that in online dating, the profile shot is everything, and snap judgment is the order of the day.
Yes. No. Like his eyes. Yes.
But maybe these subconscious decisions can actually reveal a personal racial bias. We've come up with our own dating app. Our volunteers have 2 minutes to swipe yes or no to as many profile pictures as possible. When they're done, our app lets them know which racial groups they're disproportionately attracted to.
I said yes to 43% of the Asians and 20% of the Africans. I think I'm attracted to Asian guys the most, I think physically as well, just like the way that a lot of them are built, I think. I don't know if maybe I've conditioned myself a little bit into really liking that look.
Enter your name, all right, so.
Yeah, actually, she has nice eyes.
Naturally pretty. Whoa, this one's tough. No, yes.
Yeah, I'll give her a go.
No, looks like my sister. Looks like one of my ex-girlfriends, yes.
Looks Indian to me. I'll say yes for that.
Bit too emo.
Yes, looks like Katy Perry.
Yeah, looks like Kim K.
Yes.
To spice things up a little for the guys, I've dropped my own photo into the mix.
No.
No.
Nah.
Yes. 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 All right, I think I got a result here.
I'm looking at this and it's telling me that my preference is Middle Eastern women.
White girls and Mediterranean girls.
57% of Asian women I have said no to. Sorry, ladies, but...
I didn't think it would come up like that, that I got 100% Middle Eastern. The person I would normally be attracted to, natural brunette, just natural beauty, really.
Doesn't come to surprise me at all. I've always looked for those type of women. I think it would be the colour of their skin as well.
Skin tone is something that I instantly sort of like, I'm drawn to.
Subconsciously, you know, you have a racial preference?
It's my preference, so yeah.
I'm dying to know what guys are actually thinking when they come across me online.
First three things that pop up with this lady, kind woman.
Oh, kind.
Got big, frothy afro hair.
There's kind of like, there's a lot of it, and I know from experience that that's kind
They
of
notice the hair.
Yeah.
Which is not really my thing, like really curly.
I don't actually like that hairstyle, like on girls that I'm...
African background. Looks shy in the photo.
I'm just not really into, you know, dark skin coloured women. I prefer more lighter white.
This woman definitely has it. I would go to level 2.
She definitely has a pretty face.
The combination of the really dark eyes and the really dark hair, there's just like, it doesn't do anything for me.
If I came across her online, probably wouldn't go down that route.
I've never really been in the atmosphere where African women are there as such. So I don't think she would be my type.
She's probably a nice person, but I probably will never know that.
Wow. I mean, hearing what some of these men were saying when they initially saw my photo, it all starts from my skin colour, my race. So they've essentially put me in this category, black, African. And every, I guess, reason for why they would swipe no was based on that, you know? And like to hear people say that it's because of your race, it's your skin colour, this is why. Yeah, it's just, and I wish that people knew what it's like to be on the receiving end of that, you know? that these are ideas that are being made about people based on how they look and nothing to do with who they are as people. And all I can hope for is that every now and then there will be someone who is brave enough to just be like, you know what, you're another human being and I actually want to hang out with you. And the colour of your skin doesn't matter. Because that's just what it is, really. Gosh. Is my mascara running?
So far in my journey, I've discovered that race is a powerful force in modern Australia, shaping our desires and helping us to decide when to swipe left and when to swipe right.
Yes.
But what if there's actually a scientific basis to sexual preference? Dr. Ian Stephen from Macquarie University studies human attraction.
So when people are looking at photos online, what are they actually looking for?
So we tend to look at attractiveness as essentially a way of finding a healthy and fertile mate with which to kind of potentially have offspring. There are cues to our health and there are cues to our fertility in our face, and we tend to perceive those cues to health and fertility as attractive. One of the things we've been looking at is how skin colour plays a role in how healthy and attractive people are perceived to be. We found that having a skin colour that indicates that you've got lots of oxygen in your blood, a kind of a slight red tinge to your skin, looks healthy and looks attractive. B value corresponds to something called carotenoids, which are antioxidant pigments that we get from fruits and vegetables in our diet and actually deposit in our skin.
So I'm eating my vegetables.
Yeah.
Ian's research shows we're much better at picking up cues about health and fertility in faces from within our own racial group, and perhaps for some people, that actually makes it harder to find other races attractive.
So the classic one of kind of they all look the same attitude. And when people say that, they're not necessarily being racist. It actually is more difficult to tell apart people of different races, almost certainly because we just haven't learnt the best strategies for distinguishing between those people.
So should I move to a place where there are more people that look like me? Am I more likely to find a mate that considers me healthy and fertile?
I mean, statistically, you would definitely have a better chance, unfortunately, if you move to somewhere with more black people.
Okay.
Is that okay? Or am I coming across as horribly racist?
No.
So I'm certainly not intending to.
No.
So it seems I can either leave Australia to find love or try to get people thinking differently here.
No.
I've seen how online dating is driven by knee-jerk responses to profile pictures.
Hey, Zan.
Hello, gorgeous girl.
And for Zan, Evelyn and Abby, that means they're excluding people that they might otherwise connect with. So I've come up with my own dating app that aims to take race out of the mix.
And it's called the Colourblind app.
Okay.
On my dating app, there are no photos of faces, only clues about people's personality.
It's just someone describing themselves, and hopefully you can actually go on a date with this person, but you won't know what race they are. Are you open to that?
Very interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I've populated the dating site with real people looking for love. Abby, Evelyn and Zan will be getting to know them online before inviting one to a dating day, which I will be hosting.
CM30. So there's a whole lot of pictures. There's a cat, there's a food, there's some sort of xylophone thing. I can't tell their race by their profile. Looking for Australian citizen. Warning.
Let's try the 35-year-old.
He's 33, 182 centimetres, body athletic. So he's taller than me, so that's good.
154? No. No, I don't want to date a child.
So you're essentially eliminating people based on height. Okay. All right, that's okay.
Am I a heightist now? 180 but curvy? No.
What is...
Okay.
He sounds nice.
Yeah, he sounds really good, actually. Likes puppies. Okay, I want to say hello to that guy. I'm so excited now. I'm a small business owner. Enjoy. I'm feeling really excited after reading through some of their profiles. I'm just raring to go.
I have a unique blend of interests and hobbies. My ability to do the worm with my eyebrows, etc., suited up for work versus MMA fighter versus part-time yogi versus socialite. Yeah, I'll message him. He sounds quite Western and he loves naps, which I definitely love. It's so weird that there's no photo.
The Colourblind app is up and running, and as dating day approaches, there's one more person I think might really benefit from this experiment.
How you going, man?
Santi.
Ray, how you going?
Ray is a 28-year-old tradie who grew up in a predominantly white town. I want to see if the Colourblind app can help him shift some pretty deep-seated racial bias.
I sort of only really date white women. Basically, when I was a small child, slow motion, Baywatch, Pamela Anderson just running across the screen, that was pretty much it.
If you saw me online, like you saw a photo of me online, would you instantly swipe no?
Pretty much.
Really? Tell me what would be going on in your head.
You're not white, so you're kind of...
Okay. So you're just kind of going for anything that's white. Is that...
Pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
I find that very strange.
And some people find it very racist as well. To me, it could be a little bit racist, but preferences are preferences. If I like a Holden, I'll buy a Holden. I won't buy a Ford.
I'm very fascinated by what you think is attractive.
It'd be nice if she was tall, had blonde hair, blue eyes, was slim.
Yeah. If she was Indian, tall, stunning, gorgeous.
I'd find a reason to back out.
And how's online dating going for you?
It could be better.
Really?
Yeah. Basically, I was just swiping right on the ones that I liked, and then I kind of gave up on that and was just pretty much swiping right on anything that was white.
Wow.
And still wasn't getting a response. I have friends and family that have grown up closer to the city, more multicultural than I, and they've dated outside the whites. The more that I talk about it, the more I kind of just say, oh, geez, maybe I should be swiping right on some different types.
I've set up a profile for you on this Colourblind app.
Okay.
Is that something you'd be up for? Would you be interested?
Yeah, I've been meeting.
Yeah? Would you be open to
I'd be very open.
Over the next couple of days, my new friends will be messaging through the Colourblind app, trying to get to know their potential dates. According to psychologist Matt Bambling's research, falling in love online can actually be surprisingly easy.
If you like the look of someone online, we then look for information to confirm the fact that they're good people and we like them. So we interpret everything about them really positively. So we imagine, if you like, or dream into that space of what we don't know. It's usually a projection of our own ideal, what we'd like to find another person.
I was chatting last night on the Colourblind app till 12 o'clock.
I got to know so many people without looking at their faces.
Like you're actually getting to know a lot about a person on the inside and what they think about life.
I don't know how they look like, if they are Asians or white or blacks or Indians.
People can actually form an attachment online, just as they might when they start going out and they start to fall in love. That process can happen in the e-space, except it's based on a lot of fantasy as they don't really know the person. So when they finally meet, they're half involved with them already and they often decide to go out with them because of the way they feel.
I'm just really feeling really attracted to one particular person.
EL31, athletic body, and it's been the most easy to talk to him, and I just get a really good feeling about this one.
EE26 is family-oriented, so it ticks all the mum's boxes. And in contrast, SDR23, who's very sexually experienced, is that something mum might have some issues with if she reads her profile?
So I think he could be African, American, like black, but then again, I don't know if he's tall enough for that.
I'm crazy excited to actually meet up with YL32. What a name.
I'll be keen to see how people respond when they can finally put a face to the people they've been getting to know online, particularly if that person is from a race they hadn't previously considered attractive.
And sexual response and arousal is a learned behaviour, and we train our brains what to be aroused by and what to react to.
My mind kept telling me, I hope he's white, I hope he's white. But you know what? Guess what? It's like, it doesn't matter now, you know? He might be white, Asian, Indian, black, whatever, of any colour. I mean, I don't really care now. You know, I'm giving myself a fair go.
I don't even know what the person looked like. I don't know anything about them. It is literally just a blind date.
I don't know if these girls are Indians or not, or what race do they belong to.
What I want is for somebody to love me and for somebody that I can love. And funny enough, that was what YL32 said in his first text to me.
So, like, I'm nervous in terms, like, I might not be attracted to their race.
People can train themselves and train their brain, if you like, to react to a certain racial group or a certain look in a sexual way. We can untrain them.
So according to the experts, we're conditioned to find certain groups of people attractive at the expense of others. How hard is it to shift these prejudices? I'm about to find out. So the dating day has finally arrived, and I can't wait to see who Abby, Evelyn, Zan and Ray have matched up with. They've spent a few days talking to these people online. They have no idea what they look like. Neither do the people they're dating, and it would be really interesting to see what kind of connections they make, and hopefully there's a few dates that proceed after today.
Hey,
There
Santi.
he is.
How you
Hey,
going?
Ray. I'm good. Good to see you again. Are you excited?
Oh, a bit nervous.
What are you nervous about?
I think just meeting someone for the first time that I've never actually met.
My heart's really pounding at 200 times a minute.
I somehow have an idea the girl might be Indian or Sri Lankan.
I'm thinking that it most likely won't be a white person.
African?
Okay.
Or maybe European.
Okay.
For this experiment to work, the guys will have to transform their online relationships into real-life connections and overcome some deep-seated racial bias. What could possibly go wrong?
So,
over the last few days, my new friends have been getting to know people online.
The girl might be Indian or Sri Lankan.
Without any photos to go by and with no idea what their race might be. Now, it's the moment of truth.
He's in for a surprise.
How are you?
Good. Nice
to
meet you. Finally.
Nice to meet you. Finally. EE26, that's how I know you. What's your real name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, and what's yours?
Abby, or
Abby.
my full name is Abhishek.
How come you're still single?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, look at you. Like, I guess that's the question. Like, I'm curious as to.
Why am I single?
Yes.
I just never felt that kind of connection with someone.
Yeah.
Of all the daters, self-proclaimed potato queen Alexander seemed to form the strongest online connection with a young man he knows as YL32.
Oh. How are you?
How are you? I'm good, actually. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Someone is for you?
Yeah. You know what? I was so excited that I really couldn't sleep a wink last night.
Yeah, me too.
I was just thinking the other night, if a white guy actually approaches me, I go, hello, hello, gorgeous, how are you? But if it were an Asian boy, I would go, hello, bye, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was just like thinking to myself, how silly, you know, that could have been my soulmate. What about you?
I have quite a similar experience as well, I think.
I love how honest Zan is being with Cornus on his date very early on.
When I first met Evelyn, she was only interested in dating white guys. On the Colourblind app, she struck up a genuine rapport with a guy she only knows as DL31.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Thanks.
Evelyn.
David.
Nice to meet you. So you're DL.
DL. And you're data.
Yeah.
We can like skip some of the little small talk and
Yeah. 'cause
am
we've
I
already-
what you were
We've
expecting?
already done that. Yes and no.
What was the image in your mind?
Similar but different.
Well, that's me. I'm similar but different.
I probably thought you would be a different race.
What race?
Really had an African vibe going on.
Out of all the nationalities people think that I am, African is never one of them.
Really? What do you usually have?
Mongolian, Korean.
Yeah.
The best one is Hawaiian, and I really lean into that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What about Alaskan?
Alaskan? No, I haven't had that, like Eskimo sort
Yeah.
of. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Yourself?
Raymond.
Rita.
How you doing, Rita?
Good, good, good.
Have a seat.
He looks really nervous.
So,
How you feeling?
oh, very nervous.
Because I'm very talkative, so like, I can keep going. So, are you from Melbourne?
Yes, I'm down from the Mornington Peninsula.
Mornington. That's actually a nice place.
It is.
Why is it that you are single?
A lot of my online dating experience is just you meet once and no good.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in Australia for?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years. So when I came here, I couldn't speak English.
Yep.
I was like, I only knew 5 words in English, like hello, hi, goodbye, kangaroo and footy.
Did you think that I was white or Asian?
To be honest, I actually think that you're white.
Okay.
Because you are pretty Aussified, actually. Yeah.
Do you know what they say?
Yeah.
The more white guys you kiss, the more you sound like them.
Someone once said that there's 2 most important things in life, and that's like your relationship with God and the person you'll end up being with for the rest of your life.
So I'm Hindu from a religion, but I don't really believe in all the rituals and things to do. I think it's a very personal connect.
So in terms of like dating, how would your family feel if you dated outside of your race?
They prefer somebody who's Indian because they think it's easier for her to come into a culture and adapt.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how it is, yeah.
Mum's Chinese Singaporean and Dad's Australian.
Okay.
But with an Italian great-grandfather.
That's a really good
So it's
mix.
just a little bit of a mix.
You got like the best of everything.
Oh, I'd like to think so.
Definitely so. I think she likes this one. So what kind of races or people like usually go on dates with or whatever?
I've dated Asian girls, Australian girls, and I found a few mixed girls in between.
Yeah.
So that's me looking for myself in people.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm exactly the same because you're kind of attracted to people that are similar to you, I think.
Everyone likes to think they don't have a type.
But everyone does.
You do.
What about you? Like, is any of the girls in the past that you have dated have been from a different background or all Aussies, like?
Pretty much all Aussies.
All Aussies, yeah. Once a guy asked me out. I remember that day very clearly. I realized that if he could not judge me the way I was with bushy eyebrows and headscarf and then who am I to judge others?
Oh, exactly. Basically, I've sort of got to step out my comfort zone and explore other races and other cultures and see, the love of my life may not be white.
I love that he's had this realization.
You may end up being all alone, drinking your one drink and eating your one pie or something along those lines.
And I don't even like pies.
You've seen my profile on a say, Tinder app.
Yeah.
Where would you have swiped?
What would have I chosen you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have. It wouldn't have been an immediate like I am with probably like people from my own race. But I think because like without trying to sound racist, you're not like fully Chinese or Singaporean. So you've got a little bit of me in you.
I'm a halfway.
Yeah. So it's not as like, oh wow, I'm dating a Chinese
It's
guy.
not as big a leap.
Yes, it's like baby steps.
Don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's go.
I might like you, but sadly, I don't think I'm attracted to you because, I'm Alexander.
You're attracted to
Little Alexander can't give me a response.
Yeah.
So it's not my fault.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't think he was going to say something like that on a date. That's a bit harsh.
I would be somehow the same thing as you as well. Like, I'm happy to be friends.
I would really love to actually maintain a friendship with you.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
I'll see you
All right,
later.
thank you.
Okay,
All
bye.
right. Thank you. When I first met Alex, I just found, no. Yeah, things didn't go well, but we're still friends.
Do you wear your headscarf now?
I do, but not all the time. Definitely not on a date. Because unfortunately, when I wear headscarf on a date, the date becomes about Islam, not about me.
Okay, yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dating is interesting. Dating with a Muslim is even more interesting.
Yeah.
Do you want to try that?
Well, look, it's very interesting. And yeah.
I think he just agreed to a second date.
What's your favorite color?
Mine would have to be pretty much red.
Okay, I'll wear red
Okay,
on the day.
that sounds good.
Raymond is handsome. Oh my God. I like, fire. Okay.
Typical date, who pays? If I've invited you out, I'm going to look after the bill.
That's nice.
But then it leaves that little opportunity for the person I'm out with to say, oh, I'll get the next one.
Hopefully Evelyn picks up on it.
And that's like being a way to broach the topic of going on a second date without actually having to ask.
Yes, like I'll get it next time.
Yeah, and then you like both click and you go, oh, so there's a next time. Would you second date?
Yeah, I actually would.
I'm glad to hear you say that because I would too.
So excited. Sure, Evelyn.
It was nice to meet you, and you seem like a very nice guy.
Thank you, and I would love to catch up again. maybe.
Yeah. Well, take care.
Thank you. It's nice to see you.
You too.
Take care.
Abhishek was a really nice guy, friendly, easy to talk to. Yeah, and we were just smiling the entire time.
Elizabeth was very much into family, very much into spiritualism, and I just categorized that trait to be Indian or Sri Lankan, and I just didn't think of that, you know, she could be the same. So it was an amazing experience.
I tried my best, darling.
That's all you can do.
You know what? I felt I had a connection with him online, but if you can't actually feel attracted to a person that much to progress into the bedroom, then it stays on as a friendship.
When we first met, you were like, white men only.
I know.
Very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
It was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you going to see her again?
Yeah, by the sounds of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Last time we spoke, you know, you had an idea of the kind of woman you were attracted to, and you knew what you weren't attracted to.
Yep.
And now that's completely changed.
Yeah, you really just got to step outside your comfort zone and basically just see where it takes you.
Very, very proud.
Yeah.
There was definitely a connection there. We got on really well.
The last time I was at your house, you were not open to even considering dating someone that might have an Asian background.
Yeah.
But here you are.
I know, that's amazing.
Important question.
Yeah.
Are you going to go on a second date with him?
I think we are going to go on a second date.
Really?
Yeah. Go girl.
Yeah.
Good one.
I think tonight has been really, really successful. I was pleasantly surprised and really, really excited to see that some of them made some great connections and will have follow-up dates. So I started out feeling that race was the reason why I haven't been successful in online dating.
And what I've found is that it can be a barrier, holding us back from meeting some amazing people.
Looking for love online can be scary, it can be confronting, and it can almost seem impossible.
But I'm not going to give up just yet. If we interrogate our choices, challenge our preconceptions, and take race out of the mix,
Maybe it could be a whole lot easier.